All right. Hi, guys. Miss Townsley here. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I hope everybody's doing good. I went ahead and I have this warm up for you. And number one says that you need to take these fractions and you need to change it to a decimal. All right. And I want you to take a look at this fraction, and it's 1 divided by 3, or 1 part of 3. And how you write this as a decimal is you need to change it using division. Okay. So to make this into a decimal, to make this fraction into a decimal, you need to use division. And you want to look at it as 1 divided by 3. 1 divided by 3. Okay? And I know you're going to look at this and say, oh my gosh, this drives me crazy because 3 can't go into 1. And I realize that. But if you put point or a decimal point 0, this does not change the number. Because no matter if you have 1 or 1.0, it's the same number. Okay, those are the same numbers. But now you can divide into it. Because how many times does 3 go into 10? 3. Okay, make sure you just put your decimal there. 3 times 3 is 9. And when you subtract, 10 minus 9 is 1. Okay? And I realize that you can't have a remainder. Like there's not an R down here. There's not like 0.3 R1. Like that doesn't make any sense. But what you can do is add another 0, because that still doesn't change the number, and you bring it down. How many times does 3 go into 10? Well, that's 3 again. 3 times 3 is 9, and you subtract and you get 1. And you're going to have this repeating pattern, okay? Because if we did this again, if we added another 0, we brought it down, it would be 10, and then it would go into it 3 times. And this decimal would be 0.3333333, and it'll go on forever. So all you have to do is just put a bar over the first 3, and that indicates that this will repeat. So when you change 1/3 into a decimal, it equals 0.3 with a bar over the top. Okay? All right, let's look at the next one. So number 2. So if I said I want you to make this into a decimal, you might already know that 1/4 is 0.25, because 1/4 of $1 is 25 cents. So you might want to think about money for this one. So that might be a good indicator or a clue. Okay? But if not, that's okay. You want to make sure that you do 1 divided by 4. So it's 1 divided by 1 divided by 4. And you're going to say, how many times does 4 go into 1? And it's going to be like, oh, it drives me crazy. But you can add another 0. You can add another 0 because it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change this number here. 1.0 and 1 is the same thing. Okay, so move your decimal up. How many times does 4 go into 10? Well, 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract 8 minus 10 minus 8 is 2. Well, you can't have a remainder, right? You can't have a remainder, but you can add another 0. How many times does 4 go into 20? 5. Okay? And then 5 times 4 is 20. You end up with 0. So 1/4 does equal 0.25. Okay? All right, let's look at the next one. 4 divided by 6, or 4 over 6. And I'm going to do this one over here because I'm running out of room. 4 divided by 6. Okay? So how many times does 6 go into 4? And you're going to just be like, oh, I'm so frustrated because it doesn't work, right? But you can add a 0. And now, just put your 0 up there, or your decimal there. 6 goes into 40 how many times? 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, 40 minus 36 is 4. You can't have a remainder of 4, right? So you have to add another 0. How many times does 6 go into 40? 6. This is going to happen once again where you have this repeating decimal, right? So you get rid of that and you put a bar over that. So 4 over 6, or 4 divided by 6, equals 0.6 with a bar over it. Okay? All right, let's look at the next one. If you have 2/4, you already might even just do some mental math and say, well, I know that that's equal to 1/2, and I know that 1/2 is 0.50 or 0.5. Okay? But if you don't see that right away, thinking money, like 1/2 of $1 is 50 cents, you can always do 2 divided by 4. 2 divided by 4. 2 divided by 4. And how many times does 4 go into 2? That's going to drive you crazy, but that's okay. Just add a 0. How many times does 4 go into 20 now? 5. 5 times 4 is 20. And you're done. Okay? Look at the next one. 9 over 10. 9 divided by 10. 9 divided by 10. Okay? And it's going to drive you crazy again. You just add up 0.0. It doesn't change the number. It doesn't change the number. How many times does 10 go into 90 now? 9. 9 times 10 is 90, and you're done. Okay? Look at the next one. 2 divided by 3. 2 divided by 3. Once again, you're going to look at this like, but you're like, I got it now. 0.0, because that does not change the number. 3 goes into 20, how many times? Well, 3 times 7 is 21. That's too many. So 3 times 6 is 18, right? Subtract 20 minus 18 is 2. I can't have a remainder, right? I can't have a remainder, so add another 0. Bring this down. 3 goes into 20 how many times? We're going to have this repeating issue again, right? Because it'd be 6, and that'd be 18, and that's 2. So you just put a bar over it, okay? So look, don't let those drive you crazy. Don't let them drive you crazy. Just try to work them out as much as you can. Look down here, multiply. I know that you can multiply. I know that. But I think we're having some issues with like these decimals, and I want to clarify them or just clean them up for you so we can just kind of fine-tune these skills. So 2 times 6, just normal multiplication. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 2, right? Okay. Let's see. We have this 0, but that's going to be 0 and 0 again, so it's not going to matter. I mean, if you want to do it, you can. So if you move over a placeholder, it's 0. And 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. If you add those up, it's 2, 1, 0, right? Oh, that's fine. But look, you have 1, 2 decimal places in the problem. So you have 1, 2 in your answer. Okay, so it's 0.12. That's your answer. Take a look at this one. Multiply like you would normally. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 2 is 12, 13, 14. Okay? You're done. Move over. You move over 1, you have a placeholder there. Move over 1, you move over to the 10s, you need a placeholder here in the 1, so you're working in the 10s. So 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. Add them up. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 8 is 12. Carry your 1. 4, 5, 6. All right, so that's what I have so far. But look, I've got 2 decimals. In my problem, in my original problem, I've got 2 decimals. So then in my answer, I need to have 2 decimals. Okay. Good job. Last one. Up here. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 0 is 0 plus 4 is 4. Okay. I'm moving over to the 0. Put 0 here as a placeholder. Then I have 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. So everything's zeros. Bring everything down. 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus 0, 4. And then we got this 0. Okay, fine. Once again, I have 2 decimals in my problem. So I need 1, 2 decimals in my answer. And that's my answer. Okay? All right, you guys are doing great. I hope you have a wonderful day. Everybody take care. See ya.